Welcome insiders to Tech Inside, I'm Eric. So this past week CES happened, and if you don't know, CES is the Consumer Electronics Show held in Las Vegas. This is when tons of tech companies get together and show off their latest products or prototypes of their products that could be coming out in 2014 or in other future years. Anyway though, I didn't actually go to CES, but I've seen tons of videos and posts and articles and tons of stuff about CES, and I decided to make a kind of recap video showing you what I thought was kind of cool at CES 2014. So the first thing that happened at CES that you need to know is there is tons of 4K TVs. So there are tons and tons of 4K televisions by Samsung, Sony, LG, and tons of companies that I actually never even heard of. But 4K televisions were not the only big things about TVs. We also are seeing curved TVs. TVs that have a curve to them that are supposed to advance the viewing angles or the experience that the TV gives off. And we even saw some curved TVs that actually are flat TVs as well. They just move so they can curve the glass in the television set to make it curved if you want it curved, or make it a flat TV if you want it. The reality is though, I'm not terribly interested in all the 4K television sets. Yes, they are kind of cool, but still kind of out of my price range, and out of I think a lot of people's price range or need to get it. But what we should be looking at is more 4K cameras, like the camera Sony came out with. Sony came out with a little 4K handycam, the FDR AX100, that only is $2,000. This camcorder is pretty compact for what it actually is. It has a 1-inch sensor, which is similar to the RX100 sensor. Besides having just 4K video, it actually has tons of manual controls, so you can do a lot with your actual videos you're shooting. I'm not going to go much more into this camcorder, but I'll let you know that it starts off at $2,000, which at first might seem like a lot, but then you have to think this is a 4K camera. For $2,000, a 4K camera is honestly a steal. Next, we have the Asus Transformer Book Duet. This is apparently the first 4-in-1 device. But what does that mean? Well, Asus has been known for making these Transformer tablets. A tablet that, well, it's a tablet, but also has a keyboard dock to kind of turn it into a computer. So now the Book Duet is supposed to be a 4-in-1 device. That means it's an Android tablet, also an Android computer, and also is running Windows 8. So you can dual boot this into Windows 8, so then you're going to have a Windows 8 tablet, and you dock it into the keyboard, and then you have a Windows 8 laptop. This tablet doesn't seem to be a slouch. It has an i7 quad-core processor, 4GB of RAM, and up to 128GB of flash storage. And overall, the device actually seems pretty interesting. Not sure if I'd actually get it, but hey, it looks like a pretty nice device. Next, IK Multimedia came out with the iRing. The iRing is this kind of ring that goes on your finger and has some dots on it that a camera can motion track. And basically you go to an app that IK Multimedia has made on like your iPad or something, and it'll track your fingers, and you can kind of like make music by just moving around your hands while you have the rings on. Moving back to camcorders, Canon has announced a few. One is the Canon Vixia Mini X. This is a little camcorder that's I guess made for vlogging. They also announced two other consumer cameras, the R52 and the R500. Both of those cameras are supposed to be really nice for shooting video, of course, at 1080p, 60 frames per second, for average consumers that want to take videos of whatever, really. Going to computers, it looks like Lenovo has come out with a really nice computer that could be really good for gaming. That's the Lenovo Y50. The Lenovo Y50 is a 15-inch gaming laptop with a full 1080p resolution on the display. And if you want it, you can actually get a 4K display on this computer. I don't know if it's exactly a great idea. I'm not exactly sure what GPUs it's going to have. I know it's going to have a NVIDIA GPU, not exactly sure which one. Though I do know it's going to have an i7 processor. You can get a 1TB of storage or a 512GB SSD. But this computer does look kind of nice. But if you want to get a smaller version, you can get the Y40, which has a 14-inch display and AMD graphics. Talking about hard drives, there's this new 1TB external hard drive that came out called the Fuel. It's a wireless hard drive that makes its own wireless network, which then you can connect your device to, like your iPad. So you can connect your iPad to this 1TB hard drive and then stream all your movies and stuff that are on the hard drive to your iPad without actually transferring them to your iPad. You can have up to 5 devices connected to this hard drive at a time, but if you're going to be streaming full HD video, you can only have up to 3 devices connected at one time. The battery in the hard drive should last about 10 hours, but you can also connect it to a USB 3 cable if you want to. Next, going to Samsung and tablets. Samsung came out with a few different tablets, but the one I'm going to be focusing on is the Galaxy Note Pro. The tablet is running Android, but it has Samsung skin over it to make it better for multitasking. It's a pretty powerful tablet with 3GB of RAM, and if it's the LTE version, it's going to have a Snapdragon 800 CPU in it, And if it's a Wi-Fi only version, it's going to have Samsung's Exynos 5 processor in it. Not 100% sure about the pricing of this tablet, but I do have to say I do like the idea that it has. I like the fact that it's really geared for multitasking. I've always said that tablets really need to work on multitasking, and maybe this could be the answer to multitasking, maybe not. Of course, I'll have to try it out. Another thing we saw at CES 2014 were Steam machines. Now, I made an entire video about Steam machines, so check the link down below. I have a link to my video, and in fact, check the description. I'll have tons of links to tons of things I talked about, and I'll have tons of other links of things I actually didn't talk about that maybe you should still check out. And with that said, there were tons of other things that happened at CES. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, so I really can't cover everything, but that's my little recap video of a few things I saw at CES that I thought were interesting. I'll probably be making a few other videos in the upcoming week or two about some other things that I saw at CES, more detailed videos, but we'll get to that another time. Anyway, guys, check the description. Like I said, I'll have tons of links down below. Also, like this video, subscribe and share, and comment down below about anything you saw at CES that you thought were interesting. Anyway, guys, my name's Eric, and I'm signing out.